Welcome back. In this video, let's learn the step-by-step process to create an interactive quality analysis dashboard. To create any dashboard, we need data. Open a new Power BI desktop. From Get Data option, select Excel. From the folder, Practice Files. Open the folder, All Dashboard Files. Open the folder, Quality Analysis Dashboard. Select the Excel file, Quality Analysis Dataset. Click Open. Under Navigator tab, select the sheet and load the data. Our data is loaded in Power BI. Under Data View, we have three tables: Auditor Details, Data Sampling, Employee Details. Under Auditor Details table, we have columns like Auditor ID and Auditor Name. Under Data Sampling table, we have columns like Date, Employee ID, Department ID, Auditor ID, Manager ID, All Tasks, Sample, Defects, and Errors. Here, auditing is done every month. Out of all tasks an employee has performed, sample column gives the count of tasks taken for auditing. Defect column gives the count of defects identified out of samples checked. Error column gives the count of errors identified out of samples checked. Under Employee Details table, we have columns like Employee ID, Employee Name, Manager, Manager ID, Department ID, Department, Office Location. We have employees from multiple countries. We have details from departments like Back Office, Sales, and Finance. One thing you need to check before working on the data is, see if there is any error in the uploaded data. For example, column headers appearing incorrectly. Well, it appears there is no issue. Next, let's create a calendar table. Click on Table Tools. Click on New Table. Add the syntax. Press enter. Our table is created. Change the format of date column to dates. Mark it as a calendar table using Table Tools option. Sort month column by month number. Next, click on Model View. Here, data sampling table is connected with employee details table using employee ID column. Data sampling table is connected with auditor details table using auditor ID column. Create a connection between calendar table date column and data sampling table date column. Now all our connections are created. Next, let's create a table to store all our measures. In Report View, under Home tab, click on Enter Data option. Add the table name as All Measures. Click on Load option. A table is created with a blank column. We will delete the blank column later on. Next, let's create our measure. Our first measure will be to calculate all task column total. Create a measure. Add the syntax as all task total equals sum. Data sampling table all task column. Press enter. Our measure is created. Delete the empty column. Next, let's create a measure to calculate sample total. Add the syntax as sample total equals sum. Data sampling table sample column. Press enter. Our measure is created. Next, let's create a measure to calculate defects total. Add the syntax as defects total equals sum. Data sampling table defects column. Press enter. Our measure is created. Next, let's create a measure to calculate errors total. Add the syntax as errors total equals sum. Data sampling table errors column. Press enter. Our measure is created. Next, let's create our visuals. Under report view, from visualization pane, select a card visual. Drag and drop the measure, all task total to fields. Under Format tab, add a shadow effect. Duplicate the visual 3 times. Clear the existing selection. Drag and drop the measure, sample total, defects total, and errors total to it. Arrange the cards in an order. Let's change the card background color and font color. For the first visual, all task total. Under Format tab, change the background color to a shade of green. We are using hex color codes. Change the font color to white. For the second visual, sample total. Under Format tab, change the background color to a shade of blue. We are using the hex color codes. Change the font color to white. For the third visual, defects total. Under Format tab, Change the background color to a shade of orange. We are using the hex color codes. Change the font color to white. For the fourth visual, errors total, under Format tab, change the background color to a shade of red. We are using the hex color codes. Change the font color to white. Next, let's create 4 measures to find defect percentage, errors percentage, sample percentage, and quality score. For defects percentage measure, add the syntax as defects percentage equals divide sum data sampling table defects column, comma, sum data sampling table sample column, comma, blank. Press enter. Our measure is created. Change the format to percentage. For error percentage measure, add the syntax as errors percentage equals divide sum data sampling table errors column, comma, sum data sampling table sample column, comma, blank. Press enter. Our measure is created. Change the format to percentage. For sample percentage measure, add the syntax as sample percentage equals divide sum data sampling table sample column, comma, sum data sampling table all task column, comma, blank. Press enter. Our measure is created. Change the format to percentage. For quality score measure, add the syntax as quality score equals if defects percentage equals blank, comma, blank, comma, 1 minus defects percentage. Press enter. Our measure is created. Change the format to percentage. Next, let's create a visual for quality score. Select a card visual. Drag and drop the measure quality score to it. Add a shadow effect. Change the data label font size to 25. Change the category label font size to 12. Duplicate the visual 3 times. Clear existing selection. Drag and drop the measure sample percentage, defects percentage, and errors percentage. Place the card visuals next to prior card visuals and send it backwards. Select a shape from Insert tab. Remove outline. Change the fill color to black. Place it over the 8 visuals and then send it backwards. Select all 8 visuals and the shape. Right-click and group it together to create a single KPI visual using the keyboard shortcut key Ctrl-A. We have the result. Simple as that. Let's learn more about this dashboard in the next video.